Hi, in this video series we're going to be working with 1, 3, 5 triads on the bottom, the lowest strings on the E, A, and D strings. So 1, 3, and 5 means, of course, 1 is going to be on the E string, 3 is going to be on the A, and then the 5 is going to be up on the D. We're going to learn 4 different types of 1, 3, 5s. The first 1, 3, 5 is a major. The second 1, 3, 5 is a minor. The third 1, 3, 5 is a diminished, and the fourth 1, 3, 5 is called an augmented chord, or triad. And so let's go ahead, without further waiting, let's go ahead and get started, and we'll see you in the first triad. The first triad is 1, 3, 5, and for purposes of being able to do this and you being able to see what I'm doing clearly, and me being able to see what I'm doing clearly, we're going to go ahead and, instead of starting on G down here, we're going to start up on A. So A, and then too loud. A, C sharp, and then E. So the 1, the 3, and the 5. So A, C sharp, and E. Please refer to your PDF diagram for further clarification on where to put your fingers and so on. 1, 3, and 5. And that's that. And we'll see you in the next triad. This next triad we're going to base off A again. This is A minor. So remember the first triad we did, we had our pinky down on the 1, our ring was on the 3rd in the middle, and then our index finger was back here on the 5th. Well, we have to take this 3rd, remember, because a minor chord has a flat 3, so we have to flat this down and use our middle. And this is what we get. So we get A, C, and E. So A, C, and E, same as A minor, bass chord down there. And fundamentally speaking, if you take this chord just like any triad and you move it up 1, of course that's B flat, B, C, C sharp minor, and so on and so forth. So this is a really quick way to get what you're looking for really fast. Triads provide you a fast track to getting to the chords you need, and also they're great creative tools for exploring music and coming up with your own ideas. See you in the next triad. This next triad is called a 1, 3, 5 diminished, and diminished chords use the 1, flat 3, and flat 5. So usually what I'll do, just to make things easy, is start in that root position, which is A major, okay, and then we sort of take this as our template, and then we start altering things from this position. Because if we start in a minor or start with something funky, it's going to be hard for us to find our way around. But we know that everything's in its natural slot if we start with a major. So 1, 3, and 5. We know we got to flat the 3 and the 5, right? So let's go ahead and let's flat those, okay? But we got to keep our finger over here. So this is a really tough one. We got to really reach back like this to get this. You can see that's a big chord, a big triad. Give it a shot. It's a great exercise. If you can't do it, it's great exercise to try and do it. So that is an A diminished, 1, flat 3, flat 5. And with a diminished chord, remember that if you go up 3 frets, it's the same chord, just with the notes arranged in a different order. It's a symmetrical inversion. Makes it a little easier to get around. For those who don't know how to manage the tension in diminished chords, it's probably, I didn't want to speak any further on the subject. It's good to watch the music theory video. That will give you a good idea what diminished chords are about and what they're for and what they do. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and we'll see you in the next triad. This last triad is A augmented, and augmented chords use the 1, the 3, and they sharp the 5. So instead of diminishing the 5th or flatting the 5th, they put it out and they make it go the other way. And as stated in previous videos, anytime you mess with the 5th note in a chord or in a scale, it's a big deal. It causes instability and tension and dissonance, and basically you can look at the 1 or the 5 more than the 1 as a pillar, and if you move the pillar, the structure that's holding up, that is the chord, gets a little weak, and that weakness is to be resolved as soon as possible. Normally, sometimes people go for it. Sometimes they like, people that are into jazz and so on like the dissonance. They'll sit there and just play it, diminished fifth, until people start throwing stuff at them. I wouldn't throw anything at anybody. I mean that. Heavy metal tends to use the flat fifth a lot, 1 and flat 5, but they don't really use the sharp 5 too much. Sharp 5 is augmented, as stated, and essentially it provides you with a sort of dissonance. An augmented chord comes from a whole tone scale. It also is derived from harmonic and melodic minor stuff, which is a little ahead of the story. But as said before, please watch the music theory videos to get a better understanding of what this stuff means and what it does. So let's go to A. Let's form our bass, position, which would be just a straight A major, and then let's find our 5. 1 and our 3 are going to stay there. 5 is going to get sharped. So here we go. A augmented, and then back to A. Put the 5 back. So do you hear that? It sort of swells and then release. You can do the same thing with the diminished chord. A major, and then back to A major. So that's the end of the 1-3-5 Triad series. I hope you learned something. This is Stu Johnson with Second Floor Studios, wishing everybody the best, and we'll see you at lessons. Thanks a lot.